Hello, welcome to Dragon Eat. Today I'm making tomato and egg stir fry. This is one of the most common and popular dishes in China. For anyone growing up in China, learning home cooking from their mom and dad, this dish is definitely one of the first things that they start from. But over the years, I also find that it's always dishes like this that are so simple and easy that are always the truth teller of someone's actual cooking skills. So today I'm gonna walk you over the process and tell you the tips and secrets. Crack 3 large eggs in the bowl. Stir and mix them evenly like so. I have 3 vine tomatoes here that's just washed and dried. As you can see, these are not very big. If you are using bigger ones, please adjust the amount accordingly. You can use any tomatoes of your choice except cherry tomatoes. We do want bigger chunks of tomatoes in the dish eventually. First, I'm cutting 2 tomatoes into big chunks. What I'm doing here is a technique called rolling cut. As you can see, I'm rotating the tomato as I'm cutting it, and the end result is these triangle chunks. Now let's cut the last tomato. I want to chop it up relatively fine. You don't have to do this at this point because we can always break it up really fine in the wok, but I find cutting them fine at this stage works better for me. Now that all the tomatoes are ready to cook, we just need to chop up some scallion. I like to chop up scallion really fine so they get cooked easily and their flavor is fully absorbed in the dish. Cut in the middle to divide the scallion into the green leafy part and the white part. Chop up the white scallion and put it in the plate where we have the chunky tomatoes. In the same way, chop up the green leafy part of the scallion, and now we're ready to cook. Turn on high heat. After the wok is hot, drizzle some peanut oil in the wok. A few seconds later, we can see some slight smoke coming out of the wok. Pour the eggs in the wok. We're gonna cook the eggs first. The temperature in the wok now is not too high, and we don't want it to be too high because the egg would burn very easily. We want the eggs to be tender and soft but fully cooked. Carefully stir the eggs around. We want them to be cooked evenly but also remain relatively large pieces. The eggs are fully cooked. Let's get them out. Same wok, drizzle some more oil. After the oil is hot and we see the smoke from the wok, put in the finely chopped tomato and stir them around quickly like this. The high heat wakes up the flavor in the tomato really quickly and it smells fantastic right now. Add some salt to help drive out the moisture from the tomato. What we're looking for at this step is to cook and soften the tomato and it almost becomes a paste. Now it's time to put in the chunky tomatoes with the scallion. Stir them around so everything gets cooked evenly. Pour some water along the edge of the wok and let it simmer. Add some salt and a tablespoon of sugar. The total amount of salt added from the 2 rounds at this point is roughly half tablespoon. Now here comes the first secret, which is the ratio between salt and sugar should be 1 to 2. The amount of sugar needed is dependent on how sweet or sour your tomato is, so you may have to do a taste test at this point to adjust the amount of sugar. If you end up adding more sugar to the dish, make sure you also add half the amount of the salt, so the ratio of salt and sugar remains 1 to 2. The second secret is to add a little bit of Chinese pepper powder. You can also use black pepper for this. This will really help to add another dimension to the flavors. Let it simmer for another 2 minutes or so until the tomatoes become a thick sauce. Now we're ready to add the eggs back in. Quickly stir them around so the eggs are fully absorbing the flavors from the tomato sauce. And now we're ready to serve. The tomato is the perfect sweet and sour. The egg is so tender and delicious. With a bowl of rice, this would make a fantastic meal, and it's so simple and healthy. I'm gonna dig in. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this recipe, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell so you never miss a video in the future. I have a lot of amazing, authentic Chinese home cooking recipes coming up. Please stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.